my name is Jane. I'm an architect, event and spatial designer, founder of the travel brand, and above all, a girl head over heels in love with London. And in this video, I will show you one in a million of different road trips you can take through the UK, through England to be more exact. We will start early in the morning in London, have some coffee at Four Seasons, Hampshire, see Stonehenge, then walk the small villages of Cotswolds region and finish off the first day with a nice Sunday roast in a pub. Day 2 will begin with the more villages of the Cotswolds region, a magical walk in and around the Chatsworth House and an evening in the Peak District. We will also visit organic shops and spa, Shakespeare's childhood home, cozy markets and nice restaurants. This will be, in fact, quite a trip, and I plan to take you with me for a ride.
Shall we?
First things first, if you're just like me and not originally from the UK, driving will be a nightmare. Well, at least for the first 20 minutes or so, and on an occasional roundabout. Countryside roads are extremely narrow, and my oh my, isn't that a scary feeling when you're driving on that road and you're on the opposite side of it.
Oh no, oh no.
But as soon as you get a hold of it, it's actually quite really nice. You get a nice scenery and the roads are of a good quality. So, we leave from London and the first destination we have is Stonehenge. Since we are leaving home at 8 in the morning, we really needed that coffee stop on the way. Except we are on a vacation and we want things to be nice, so that first pit stop turned out to be at Four Seasons. This place has been on my wish list for ages. And coming there even for a bit, just to have some coffee, I realized that for a good reason. So I'm definitely coming back for like a proper staycation. Located in the heart of Hampshire, surrounded by beautiful fields, it's a truly British grand manor house with spa facilities, amazing restaurants and plenty of truly British things to entertain yourself with while you're there. We stopped for some coffee and pastries and had a walk around, and just like that, before we knew it, we were on the road again. Having lived in London for 7 years now, believe it or not, but I have never actually been to Stonehenge. And finally, this place from my dream visit list came to life.
Yay! 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 Oh, yay!
Now, I'm not an archaeologist or a historian to be giving you a history of the place and the meaning of it. For that, there are quite a few nice documentaries on Discovery Channel that you can have a look at. The gist is that although scientists have figured out the potential way that those enormous stones have been transported from southwest Wales to where they are now, and also some potential uses of it, no one still to this day really knows why. Which is one of the reasons that makes this place even more so mysterious. As you're coming from London, suddenly you'll stumble across a huge traffic jam, which would be just cars slowing down to have a look at the Stonehenge that you can see from far. And with this view you will continue until the signs lead you to the entrance. There will be a museum, some huts of people of the time, a place where you can try to lift a similar stone, and other touristy activities. Then you'll hop on a bus and in just 2 minutes you will be there, next to the marvel. And suddenly it gets all so quiet. There are no words to describe it. I guess you'll just have to go there and see, feel for yourself. Still being in awe after what we've just saw, we spent this 40-minute drive just listening to some classical music and looking at the scenery through the window. A few minutes later, we were already in the Cotswolds. And the Cotswolds is a region in southwest England along a range of rolling hills. This region is so typically British, with its stone walls, hills, woodland and other truly British landscape. But the reason so many people keep visiting it year after year after year, these towns are just filled with tourists, is because of those little picturesque villages. They are the kinds right out of a fairy tale.
Little town, it's a quiet village.
As beautiful as they are, the villages I would particularly highlight are Castlecombe, Stone-the-Wold, Snow Hill, Stanton, Chipping Campden, Burford and Broadway. Explore the villages and pay close attention to the life that's going on there. See the local shops, cafes, post office and fairs, visit a local pub or a hotel. And if you do look closely and breathe in what's around, you'll be able to feel as if you're either in a fairy tale or a distant, distant past. Next stop is for a Sunday roast. Now, unpopular opinion, I find pubs gross. They're sticky, they smell. I'm not a fan of beer, so I don't really usually find a reason to visit one. But, if approached from a nice, well-researched perspective, there are indeed quite a few really nice ones, especially in the Cotswolds regions. So...
Oh, the pub. We have to check the pub. Party's in the pub.
And so it was decided that in order to fully enjoy the English countryside, we must do the Sunday roast. The choice between the Abington Arms, the Angel at Barford, Sunday lunch at the Luckham Park Hotel and Spa, and the Swan and Ascot under Wychwood, we chose the latter, and did not regret it even for a second. Now it started getting darker, and so we were headed in the direction of our very first hotel. But as we were driving there, we started seeing more and more signs showing my all-time favorite organic shop. They're a chain of grocery stores found around London, usually in nicer areas, but we're out of town, so I thought to myself, it must be really huge. Naturally, we absolutely had to make a stop and check it out. And my conclusion is that the Daylesford Organic near Ascot is an absolute must-stop on that trip. There is a restaurant, a huge garden center and a grocery store. So many lovely things for home. I wish we had more time to just stroll around and explore. Another wonderful place just next door to it is the Bamford Wellness Spa, which actually has also been on my list for ages, and I'm totally coming back there to try it out, which is what I'd recommend you do too. On to the places to stay around Cotswolds. I have of course curated a long list to choose at any budget. The list can be found in the description for this video, which will take you to my VD travel blog, and then you'll find all the information from this video, especially the list of places to check out. So I haven't tried all of them by a long shot, but have done quite a bit of a research, just going through all of them and just using my personal system, and I hope that most of them should be really, really nice, so you can feel quite safe choosing from that list. We stayed in a little lovely place near the Cotswolds region, in one of the towns around, which I wasn't fully satisfied with, so I wouldn't recommend that particular place, but I'll just explain the main vibe we were going for. The main things we were looking for to match the mood of the trip was truly British with a modern twist. Cozy big beds, old English house, maybe a bath.
Just of the English countryside,
and an option for a nice English breakfast in the morning. Having had nice big English breakfast, we were on the road again, visiting more of the Cotswold villages, those from the list I mentioned before. Only this time we went for some less touristy ones. We wanted to see how the people really live there, and oh, we did, and it was lovely. Heading north from the Cotswolds, you'd typically be taking one of the 3 roads, and I'd recommend going for the one that passes through the birthplace of the great William Shakespeare.
Master Shakespeare!
It is beyond words your typical touristy town, especially the central part. You will find your usuals there. Opposite a big statue of Shakespeare, you will see a big plaque describing something he did there at some point. And just around the corner there will be a Shakespeare's cafe and a Shakespeare's gift shop, and the library that keeps a note of verification that he indeed was born and lived there, and many things like this. But it is just so cute. The house looks lovely, the gift shop sells some wonderful books, and the library has a true small town feel. And although all the stores sell the playwrights, portraits and gift cards, the atmosphere on the streets and in those stores is extremely kind. Stop to see the teddy bear store and the Peter the Rabbit store, the huge immersive Christmas market and the candy shop. This town feels like out of the movie or a novel and is worth your quick stop. And off to the next stop for us to enjoy the great countryside.
English countryside.
Chatsworth House is a home to 16 generations of the Cavendish family for nearly 5 centuries. It's a place that presents one of Europe's most significant private art collections, including a collection of paintings, furniture, old master drawings, neoclassical sculptures and books. It has also been chosen several times as Britain's favorite country house. It's 5-story high and approximately 81,000 square foot large house with gardens and stables. Since our road trip was around the Christmas time, we managed to book their magical Christmas experience, in which they decorate the whole house, each room telling their own magical story, and light up the garden, creating a whole show with music and everything. And if all of this is not enough to grab your attention and convince to visit this magnificent place, then let me list you a number of films and series where the house was used as one of the locations. Peaky Blinders, The Duchess, Pride and Prejudice, and more.
I'm very fond of walking.
Yes.
As are we, and for the walk we went. After such a long day full of experiences, we needed a nice meal in a well-designed restaurant. And so our choice fell on the Garden Room restaurant at the Wildhive, Callow Hall. They describe their style as a relaxed seasonal dining. The food is sourced from the local farms and is, of course, seasonal. They have breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea, and proper big dinners. We came for the dinner and ended up spending the night there. Located in the Peak District, they have amazing views around and very beautiful interiors. Very cozy yet classy. You can either stay in the main house or the Wild, it's up to you. And I'd recommend coming there a few times and trying different rooms, different meals, and having a nice long walk around. Ideally here, we would have stayed a bit longer and had a hike in the Peak District, and I have so many beautiful shots to show you and great tips for the best routes to take.
Walking. The trick really is to disappear into nature.
Unfortunately, timing wasn't the best for us, and we had to continue going to Liverpool as we had a few personal, I'd say, errands to run there. But yeah, if you plan the trip, do stay in Peak District and have that hike. I will of course be coming back, I'll be filming and I'll be having a new video with all the tips about that region. And so on your way back, especially if it is around the Christmas season, I'd recommend stopping at a few nice UK towns. We chose Liverpool and Oxford, and as it was a Christmas season, all those towns of course had nice markets.
To the market?
To the market.
First was Liverpool, and as I mentioned before, we had 2 things to take care of there. If you're just coming there as a tourist, then have a look around the central part, of course see the Titanic Museum, see the childhood homes of the members of Beatles, and walk around the town, and of course have a drink at the newly opened Radisson Red, really well designed bar and restaurant, which is also the place where I'd recommend you spend the night. For more hotel recommendations, again, I'll be sending you to my blog to have a look there. For us, it was all about the markets. We really enjoyed the Liverpool Christmas market and went on to Oxford. Liverpool to Oxford is a nice drive, but it's quite long, so make the most out of it. Maybe stay in a few manor houses on the way. Again, I'm sending you to the blog to read about the options you can have. But we just went straight to Oxford, and on the way, just make the most of your time. Play your favorite songs, stop at the drive-thru, as we did. We drove through Starbucks to get some nice seasonal drinks. Enjoy the views, enjoy the music, enjoy the conversation. In Oxford, again, after visiting all the museums, all the beautiful historic parts, walking the amazing streets of this tiny little cozy but grand British town, stay at the Randolph Hotel if you're there for the night, or just go there for some drinks and dinner at the Alice. We also stopped at the Christmas market, which was probably the favorite this year, and finished the trip with a nice dinner at the Randolph Hotel. And here you have it, 3-day road trip through the UK. One of a million you can take, and there definitely will be more, and I'll take you with me for a ride again.
Road trip?
If you liked it, please do subscribe and like the video and check out my blog. Let me know in the comments if you ever plan to take a similar road trip, or if you did, let me know your impressions of it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.